Act 4, Scene 1. Last class we have seen the court scene wherein the Duke speaks to Antonio. He finds out whether Antonio is ready, and Antonio was ready. Then he tells Antonio, I'm sorry that you have to face a hard-hearted man, Shylock, who does not want to make amends, does not want to change. So then Antonio says, does not matter. It is nothing but envy. It is jealousy. He is jealousy of my doing things. That's why he is after me. Therefore, I shall place against his cruelty. One side is the cruelty of Shylock. I shall place against it my willingness to accept whatever is going to come up. So he has a lot of endurance. And he says, I'm ready to suffer the tyranny of Shylock. That's where we stop. We go to page number 112, verse 15. Verse 15, 1-5. Okay. Duke, go one and call the Jew into the court. Go one, anyone. The attendants are there. So he says, any one of you go and call the Jew into the court. Salario. He is ready at the door. He comes, my lord. He is ready at that door. He is ready. Just he has been waiting because he wants to have his forfeiture. So he is ready. So he is at the entrance, at the door. Enter Shylock. Duke, make room and let him stand before our face. Before our faces in front of me. Make room, make place for him. Let him stand facing me. Shylock, the world thinks, and thinks so too, that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice. Malice is ill will, the desire to harm somebody. The desire to harm somebody. That is malice. Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice. That is, you are showing your desire to harm someone. You are sticking on to doing harm to Antonio. To the last hour of fact. So you, till the end, that is, in spite of so many pleadings, you have decided not to show mercy to Antonio. And I am aware of it. That's what the Duke is telling Shylock. And then it is thought that thou wilt show thy mercy and remorse more strange than is thy strange apparent cruelty. And where thou now exhausted the penalty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt not only lose the forfeiture, but touched with human gentleness and love, forgive a mighty of the principle. Glancing an eye of pity on his losses, that a half of late so huddled on this his back, and now to press a royal merchant down and pluck commiseration of his state from brassy bosoms and rough hearts of flint, from stubborn Turks and Tatars, never to offices of tender courtesy, we all expect a gentle answer due. It's a little difficult to understand because there's a lot of some tips and some examples and all given. In just what the Duke is telling Shylock is, you haven't been showing mercy to Antonio. You are very hard. But I strongly believe at the end, now, as it has come to the end, you will change yourself. You will give a contrasting reply. So far you are saying, no, I shall not show mercy. But I expect and wish that at least in this last moment, you will change your mind and say, yes, I shall show mercy to Antonio. And not only you should say no to the forfeiture, that is a pound of flesh, and you should reduce a little bit of the moiety, that's the principal amount. That is the 3,000 ducats itself. You should say, I don't need 3,000 ducats, I shall take less. Such is the plight of Antonio. Such is the bad condition Antonio is in. This is what is in gist. Now you'll see word by word. First part he understood. He has been saying that he wants to be harmful to Antonio, not want to show mercy. Till the last moment, you are holding on to it. That is a verse 1, 3, 4. That thou but leadest in this passion of thy malice to the last hour of fact. That is up to there. He hasn't been showing mercy. Now Duke says, and then it is thought, thou wilt show thy mercy and remorse more strange than is the strange apparent cruelty. You seem to be very cruel, but I expect you to take a reversal, take a turn of your opinion. And you say, yes, no, I will show mercy. I will show mercy to Antonio. That's what I expect from you. Remorse is feeling sorry for one's doing. Feeling sorry. More strange is surprisingly unusual. Surprisingly unusual. If Shylock continues to be hard and he says, I am not going to change my mind, then there is nothing strange in it. That's very, very becoming of Shylock. But I expect you to act or reply in a strange way, saying, no, I shall not be hard to Antonio, I shall show mercy. If Shylock is going to show mercy, that will be something very strange. So the Duke expects him to show such strange behavior. Then is thy strange apparent cruelty, and where thou now exactest the penalty. Exactest means insist on having. Insist on having. So, and where means whereas. Instead of asking for the penalty, insisting on I should need the penalty, I expect you to change that, and you must say, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt not only lose the forfeiture. Till now, Shylock was saying, I want to have the forfeiture. I want justice. Having justice would mean having the forfeiture. That is the penalty which he is supposed to get, a pound of flesh. So now the Duke says to Shylock, I expect you to behave in a strange way and say that I don't want to have this forfeiture. That is a pound of flesh from Antonio. But touch with human gentleness and love, forgive a moiety of the principle, glancing an eye of pity on his losses. Now there are two things. One is say no to the forfeiture, say no to the penalty. That is a pound of flesh. I want you to go little ahead, much ahead, and show much more mercy by saying that I shall not even demand 3,000 ducats. I will reduce some amount. Why should Shylock reduce the amount? Because Antonio is in a very, very bad situation. His ships have been wrecked. All his property is lost. He had so many ships on the sea. Everything is gone. So seeing the pathetic situation of Antonio, I expect Shylock, you to show Complete mercy. First thing, first and foremost, say no to pound of flesh. Secondly, to reduce certain amount from the moiety. Moiety is the principal amount. That is the 3,000 ducats. Make it 2,500. Or possible, make it 2,000 or 1,000, whatever it may. I want you to be extremely merciful. Why? Touch with human gentleness and love. Forgive a moiety of the principle, glancing an eye of pity on his losses, on Antonio's losses. That have of late so huddled on his back. So of late means recently. It has huddled means accumulated on his back. So recently, Antonio has been accumulated so much burden on his back. What is the burden? He has lost all his ships. He has become bankrupt. Seeing his pathetic situation, I expect you to show mercy on two counts. One thing is say no to the forfeiture, that is a pound of flesh. Secondly, reduce certain amount from the principal amount. A no to press a royal merchant down. So a no means enough. This is enough to press a royal merchant down. Press a royal merchant down means to ruin, to destroy. This is sufficient to destroy a royal merchant. That is, having lost all the ships on the sea. He had plenty of money invested on ships, on goods, and everything lost. That's a terrible distraction for a merchant. So, looking at his pathetic condition, please forgive him not only the forfeiture but reduce some major amount from the principal amount. Now, Duke adds little more to Shylock to inspire him to change. What does he say? And pluck commiseration of his state. Commiseration, draw pity on this condition. So up to there is one idea, that is you show pity on Antonio, looking at his very bad condition, draw inspiration from this and have pity on Antonio. Now, what is extra thing, extra boost the Duke gives? He says, from brassy bosoms and rough hearts of flint, from stubborn Turks and Tartars, never trained to offices of tender courtesy, we all expect a gentle answer due. This important passage. The whole passage is what we are doing today is very important. They have asked many times. So from brassy bosoms is heart. Bosom is heart. Brassy bosom is heart made of brass. That is hard heart. A heart which is hard, very rough. And rough hearts of flint. Flint is stone. Flint meaning they have given there, I think. Stubborn is uncultured. Turks and Tatars are certain Asiatic races which the Elizabethans believed to be uncivilized. Tained is taught to show. Officers is acts. So stony heart, made of flint is a stony heart. Stony heart, hard heart, cruel heart. So from brassy bosoms and rough hearts of flint, from stubborn Turks and Tatars, never trained to officers of tender courtesy, we all expect a gentle answer due. So Duke is pointing out some hard-hearted situations, that is, whose hearts are made of brass. There are people whose hearts are made of stone. He's giving two examples. One is the Turks, another one is Tatars. So the Elizabethans believed these two Asiatic races, that is, two races coming from Asia, are supposed to be highly hard-hearted, tough people, people who never showed any mercy to anyone. Therefore, he is saying, don't be like Tatars, don't be like Turks, whose hearts are made of brass and whose hearts are as hard as stones. I expect you to go beyond that and become merciful and set a good example. From stubborn Turks and Tatars, never trained to officers of tender courtesy. Officers is acts, acts of tender courtesy. Tender courtesy is human kindness. We all expect gentle answer, Jew. That's the conclusion. I hope you understood. It's little difficult. If you are following me closely, you will understand. So the Duke is telling Shylock, you have been unkind and you were saying that you don't want to show mercy. But at this last moment, I expect you to give a strange answer by going beyond giving a strange answer. That is, you will say that, no, I have changed my mind. I'm not going to be cruel to Antonio. I shall show mercy. That's what I expect from you. Because Antonio has lost everything. Looking at his pitiable condition, you should say no to the forfeiture, that is, the pound of flesh. And not only that, I expect you to go beyond and reduce a certain amount from the principal amount, that is from the 3,000 ducats. Then Duke says that look at his condition, his pathetic condition, that is enough to inspire you to do show mercy. Then he concludes saying, there are some people whose hearts are like a brass, whose hearts are so stubborn, so stony. And he gives two examples, the Tatars and the Turks. Don't be like them. Don't be like them. It is easy to be like them. But I want you to give a strange answer. I want you to grow out of your unkindness and become kind, become good to Anton. That's all. Okay. Shylock, I have possessed your grace of what I purpose, and by our holy Sabbath have I sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. But Shylock is not impressed. Shylock is not moved the least. Is moved the least. Is not at all moved. Not at all changed. He holds on to his own argument. He says, I have possessed your grace. Possessed means informed. I have informed your grace. He's speaking to the Duke, and Duke made the request. He says, I have already informed you, your majesty, what I purpose. Purpose means what I intend, what I wish. And by our holy Sabbath, that is Saturday. For Jewish people, Saturday is Sabbath. For Christians, Sunday is Sabbath. So on Sabbath day, we will not do anything because that is the day dedicated to Yahweh, God. So that day, they shall do no work, only spend time in prayer. So by holy Sabbath, they make a oath. By holy Sabbath, I am affirming you that I want nothing but justice. And by your holy Sabbath, I have sworn, I made a promise to have the due and forfeit of my bond. Due is penalty for non-payment of penalty for non-payment as per the bond. To have the due and forfeit of my bond. Due, that is the amount, and forfeit. Forfeiture is the amount you'll have to pay as penalty. What is the due? Due is 3,000 ducats. What is the penalty? A pound of flesh. So 3,000 ducats plus a pound of flesh from any part of Antonio's body. That is what I am supposed to get. And I have made a promise by Holy Sabbath. I shall have it, and I am not ready to spare it. Please. Your Majesty, I have made my mind very clear. Please allow me to have it. If you deny it, next page. If you deny it, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. You will ask me, that is another theme. We'll finish, stop there. If you deny it, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. Charter is a document of independence. Charter is a document of independence. You must have seen in history. So here, charter of a document of independence or charter is a constitution. Constitution. So if you deny it, if you say no to my wish, that is having my due of 3,000 ducats and the penalty of a pound of flesh, if you deny that, then let the danger light upon your constitution and your city's freedom. Danger light upon means descend or fall upon or come down upon you. Let danger come upon your constitution and on the city's freedom, because I have the right to have it. And if you are not going to give it, I'm going to challenge it. I'm going to challenge it.